What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I am back today to give you a review of the Maniére collaboration with Jordan Brand on this women's Air Jordan 3 Retro OG-SP While You Were Sleeping. So this shoe kicks off Maniére's While You Were Sleeping collection, celebrating the boutique's 10th year anniversary. So 10 years is no joke, so that's why they're dropping 6 sneakers, which not only focus on Jordan Brand, but there's also Nike releases and Converse as well. So this Air Jordan 3 is a women's release, but they did come in extended sizes, so basically whoever wanted to grab a pair of these should have been able to fit inside a pair. And alongside these Jordan 3s, later on this year they're going to be releasing other silhouettes like an Air Jordan 4, an Air Jordan 39, Nike Air Force 1, Nike Air Max 95, and the Converse Weapon Low. And it's fitting that they decided to release the Air Jordan 3 first because most people consider the previous Maniére Jordan 3 to be probably their best collaboration yet. That Raised by Women colorway was to many people considered to be the shoe of the year, and it's still a classic even to this day. So this one of course is more comparable to the Black Cement 3, which ironically enough is also retroing again later on this year. But these dropped on August 20th for a price of $225 or $290 here in Canada. And while they were originally raffled off and sold on the website for Maniére, a lot of major boutiques are also going to be releasing these, at least here in Canada, later on this month. And before I forget, the official colorway for this shoe is black, flat pewter, burgundy crush, violet ore, and metallic silver. So first things first, here's a quick look at the packaging. So the box itself is very unique. It opens like this from the top. So we have these 2 flaps that open sideways, and then underneath this we have the special edition Maniére 10th year anniversary logo, which incorporates both the iconic A logo along with the number 10 underneath. And inside the box it comes with a burgundy colored cloth, giving it more of a luxurious feel. So diving into the details of this shoe, the majority of the upper of the sneaker is crafted using a heavily tumbled black colored leather. So this leather has a decent shine to it, and we have another layer of this tumbled leather which covers the bottom of the front half of the sneaker. Covering the front toe cap, instead of your typical elephant print, we have this long-haired shaggy suede, which is done in this darker gray color. And then for the eyelets, the bottom 2 eyelets are covered with these dark and faded maroon colored plastic eyelets, whereas moving downwards, we have what feels like a perforated nubuck, which is again done in this faded purple or maroon color. And then we have these 3 plastic eyelets in black. And then the top 2 eyelets, this is covered in this black colored TPU. Beneath this, we have more of that heavily tumbled, shiny black leather, and then covering the bottom of the heel, again, instead of the elephant print, we have this long-haired, shaggy suede once again. In the middle of the heel, we have this black colored plastic heel cup, with Nike Air branding done in this yellowed or cream color. And then on the back side of the heel tab, we have the words, "Do something about it." In terms of laces, so this pair comes with 3 different lace options. The standard lace that they come with is a flat style black lace, but they also come with a cream colored lace along with a faded maroon or faded purple colored lace as well. So if you want to give the shoe more of that classic Black Cement 3 look, then I think the black laces are the way to go. But if you want to give it more contrast and more of a lively look, then I personally think the cream colored laces are the best option. Anyways, moving underneath this, the tongue is crafted out of that perforated nubuck, again done in that faded purple color. And then this covers the top of the tongue as well. However, in the center, we have the Jumpman logo embroidered in black on the right foot, and the Maniére A logo embroidered on the tongue of the left foot. On the back of the tongue, you can see we have this fabric or textile, which has the Maniére A logo repeating all throughout. And this is something we've seen before on some of their past collaborations. And then for the inner collar, this again is done in this quilted style in the shiny grayish purple colored fabric. And again, this gives it more of that elevated and sophisticated feel. Attached to the shoe, it also comes with this purple hang tag, and then moving on to the insoles, these come with a polyurethane foam insole. It's lined in a similar textile that we saw on the back of the tongue, again with the repeating Maniére A logo. So the upper of these Jordan 3s sits atop a polyurethane foam midsole, which is painted primarily in this cream color, giving it more of that aged and vintage appearance. However, we have a matte black paint on the top of the heel. Encased within this midsole, we have Nike Air technology both underneath the forefoot, which is not visible, but it's visible underneath the heel with the window. And then turning the shoe over to the bottom, so this is your classic Air Jordan 3 outsole, and this is done in a mix of gray, dark purple, and cream colored rubber. We have the circular pivot point on the forefoot, and we have Nike branding running down the center of the heel. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this shoe. And I know the $1,000,000 question is, how do these fit? Because for most people, you know how the previous Air Jordan 3 Maniére fit, those were definitely more roomy than a typical Air Jordan 3. So for that pair, I actually went down a half size, so I got them in a size 9.5, whereas I'm normally a true to size men's 10. So with this shoe, I gotta say that while they fit a little bit more roomy than a typical Air Jordan 3, they definitely weren't as roomy as the Raised by Women Maniére Air Jordan 3 were. So I feel like for most people, going true to size for this particular pair should be fine. I think going a half size down would have been too snug. And again, keep in mind that this is a women's release technically. So if you are, for example, a men's size 9, you'd be getting a women's 10.5. Whereas if you're a men's 11, you'd be getting a women's 12.5. But long story short, just stick with your normal Air Jordan 3 size, not the size that you got for the previous Maniére 3s, and it should fit you fine. Next up, in terms of the comfort, so these feel pretty much like any other Air Jordan 3, which to me is pretty comfortable. There's something about the Air Jordan 3, even though it's very outdated technology, maybe it's just the shape of the shoe, but it feels really comfortable to me as far as a retro 80s basketball sort of sneaker goes. Obviously, it's not going to be as popular as like a running shoe from the 2000s and onwards, but again, for a 80s basketball sneaker, and especially when you compare it to other retro Jordans, these feel fine for everyday casual use. So if you're normally a fan of how Jordan 3s feel, you'll love these just the same, but if you're someone that finds them to be normally uncomfortable, then I feel like you'll probably find these to be just as uncomfortable as normal. Finally, in terms of the quality and craftsmanship, so first off, in terms of the material quality, I was very happy with it. Everything from the super tumbled leather, which feels super soft to the touch. And I know this tumbling is manufactured and it's not like a genuine tumble, but the leather quality itself, as far as Jordan Brand goes, it definitely felt above average. Same thing with the shaggy suede and the nubuck as well. Everything on the shoe felt a little bit more premium than a typical Air Jordan 3. And in terms of the build quality and the craftsmanship, I have to say my pair was pretty flawless. I've seen some people online post their pairs have had issues with the suede and just inconsistent sizing of the panels, but I think I got lucky. My pair was pretty much flawless and I have no complaints about my pair at all. But considering how mass-produced this collaboration was, I'm sure there's always going to be some bad eggs that slip through the cracks. So cross your fingers if you haven't gotten your pairs yet. Hopefully yours was as spotless as mine. So with all of that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet. I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. Overall, I feel like this is a pretty well executed collaboration and it's a decent follow-up to their previous Air Jordan 3. To me though, this colorway doesn't come nearly as close as the Raised by Women pair. That one was a true masterpiece, whereas this one is solid, but it's not a shoe that I would lose sleep over if I struck out on these for retail. Maybe it's just because of the darker tones on this shoe, and I am a bigger fan of white-based sneakers, but it just has more of that worn-in, old look and vibe to it, which I guess was kind of their intention, but I think at the end of the day, these worn-in or vintage touches works a little bit better for white-based sneakers, at least based on my opinion. But I'm really looking forward to the rest of this While You Were Sleeping collection. I have my eye on a ton of the pairs like the Air Jordan 4, the Air Max 95, and even the Air Force 1. All of those look super clean, so I can't wait for those to release later on this year. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this While You Were Sleeping Maniére Air Jordan 3? It seems like opinions on this shoe are pretty mixed. Some people are even calling this like a shoe of the year contender, while other people are saying this was an easy pass. So let me know your thoughts down below. On which end of the spectrum do you stand on? And did you also pick up a pair of these for yourself? Did you decide to pass on these, or did you happen to strike out? As usual though, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, check me out on X at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy this review, and I'll catch all of you in my next video.